Hey there viewers, my name's Torinski and welcome back to a DCSS Monday. Almost messed up my intro, kinda did, but we'll just roll right on past it. But we are of course today jumping back into the usual routine, trying to get a win with every species in the game. And where we last left off, we've been doing okay with Formicid. Good old Hugh Ant had been managing to survive most of the dungeon, at least thus far. We'll see if we can't keep it rolling. Brain's not firing on all cylinders today, but progress waits for nobody. So let's hope that today we can make some progress. That would be nice. So without further ado, let's get ready to hop into it. Coming in straight off of work, so I'm gonna need to do a little bit of a refresher as to where we left off with our good old insect boy. Of course, we did just barely get out of Elf 3 by the skin of our teeth. So we're pretty drained from digging through a whole bunch of walls just to get out of there in a safe position. So where will we be going to work some of that off? I know I had a couple ideas as to where to go next on this character. One was to head to the Hall of Blades on Elf 2 and see if we can't maybe find ourselves a Lagitang. That would be kind of the dream objective of heading on down there. Otherwise though, L3 was a little bit rough. The start of vaults, our entrance is currently blocked off by a whole lot of very ugly things, and they were red the last time we saw them, which is not great for this character. I mean, in general, if we take a look at our resistances, we're not doing too badly in that regard, except for fire. It's the one thing that we've been struggling against this entire run, and if we even do a search, I don't think we had very much fire resistance around. We have these dragon scales. Oh, this Ring of Midwinter somewhere on Elf 3. Oh my gosh, same with protection from fire on Elf 3. Oof, oof, oof. Do I think I can survive long enough to snatch any of those up? Probably in one of these piles that's representing a dead elf. Oh, that X's out of the whole thing? Well, that's gonna be slightly painful. Not there. Oh, okay, that time it was my fault. You can see why I normally do a lot of this recap stuff off camera. Well, they're somewhere down there. I don't know if I am ready and willing to risk life and limb just to see where we may have left those sons of guns. Yeah, it seems like whenever it's a stack of pile of things on the ground, the game is not super happy with it. If I had to guess, it's gonna be like one of these piles that's deep in the thick of it. There they both are. How about that? So that is right at the entrance of Hell Territory. We have to fight through all of these sons of guns that we left behind on our frantic escape for our very lives. Not sure how positively I look on that scenario. I do really want some level of protection from fire, so maybe, just maybe, we could give it an attempt. I guess the idea would be to head to one of these other stairwells that's slightly safer, and then try and just slowly meander our way over and make sure we're not putting ourselves into too much trouble. So we know that there is a high priest sitting around, which is not great, but at least semi-manageable, I would say. The Deep Elf Annihilator, again, it's rough. High roll Crystal Sphere is going to be absolute nightmare, almost lethal at this point with our drain, and of course even the sorcerer is no pushover either. That corrosive bolt hurts a lot, and damnation in any way, shape, or form, not a good time. Not a good time. So what better way to christen off our evening? Oh, that's not where I wanted to come out, but hey, I guess we're here now. So if I could get just our Annihilator friend to come upstairs with me, I think we'd be in business. I also wanted to do a quick refresher as to our spell list, because if you don't remember, if you weren't here for last session, we got Sif Muna from a Faded Altar, and we've been trying to just sort of make it work, using it as an excuse to cast spells with Divine Exegesis, and it wasn't going horribly to start off, at the very least. Polar Vortex is our main go-to when it comes to what we wish to use there. So if the Annihilator shoots something at me, it's kind of a bad time. If they walk towards me, then I'm kind of a happy camper, because I would like to murder you. And if I can take you upstairs to do so in a slightly safer fashion, I'm all for that. That seems like a pretty good deal, in my opinion. So, what do we do with you? We don't, from what I can see here, have any silent scrolls, because that could be a big one. We do have attraction. So we could chug that just to make sure this son of a gun gets next to us and then immediately retreat out of here. Even you are going to be a scary encounter if things start to go downhill whatsoever. Let's do it. Attraction gets both of you, which I wasn't really planning on. Probably want to take out the Annihilator first. 30% chance to evade us. And you, my friend, also 30% chance, but no AC. So I guess you'd be easier to kill. 7% chance of banishment. It's not great. So do you know what? I think I will, in fact, start with the Sorcerer here. Try and at least get them down to not being able to cast spells thanks to our anti-magic brand. Similar thing going on here. But we do get the Reflect on the Iron Shot. That's huge. Very low odds I die to a single bad crystal spear. It was a potentiality, but hey, we managed to make it out of there. Scroll of Blinking, so bittersweet. Okie dokie, so that is 2 of the 4. I guess we still have the Necromancer here, which shouldn't be any real problem. And then it's just that priest that may or may not be wandering about somewhere or another. But we can slowly make our way in. How far can you hurl Damnation? 6 spaces, so we're just barely at the edge. That's not too bad. And you do have a friend ready to give you backup, which I don't love. You know, I had a sneaking suspicion it was going to be you, friend. Well, at least you're not going to be doing any damnation, and smiting isn't actually too bad in a vacuum here. At least that's what I'll tell myself to try and get to sleep at night. Oh gosh. Why are there so many of them all of a sudden? Huh. Do I just cross my fingers and hide in my little cubbyhole here? Because that seems to be 5 distinct sons of guns wandering around. I guess one thing we did not do is check how our training was going. Throwing is slowly but surely cranking up. Evocation's also almost at its cap. I guess we might as well pick a random value for throwing to kind of give us some barometer as to where we're sitting in that regard. Then I think we will mostly wait out. Okay, at least an enchanted short sword does not have the capacity to scream. So we can hope to get some good work done here. Oh gosh, you're different than the last buddy we just killed. Well, how about that? Lucky 13. Hey Brain, thank you so much for the 13 months. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your week here. So used to it being Sunday, but I hope you're having a wonderful Monday, of course. Always lovely to see you, and thank you. Thanks again for the sub. I appreciate it. Okie dokie, though. We know there are 2 of these buddies on our tail. And one is definitely, I think, gonna make their way in as well, and we have no idea what kind of elf that is that we're gonna have to deal with. So, slightly concerning, to say the least. I guess one thing we could do is bring in something like Box of Beasts. Then we at least have a body double to swap to. It's not perfect, but it's something. Alternatively, we could even take a step down, then Box of Beasts, and that way when we do the swap, You know, in my head I was like, we'll still have vision and we'll be able to attack, but that's not how that works. So I think this would be the place to do it. File of Floods is inert. Lightning Rod probably has an okay use case here. Not exactly ideal. Beginning to regret all of the decisions that have led me to this moment, but I was greedy for that fire resistance, or at least thought it might be the key to continuing our success in other locations here. So, is there any method of healing? I don't believe there is, even like a vampiric touch or something. It would be a pretty wild use of our divine exegesis, but anything to keep ourselves alive if possible. Unfortunately, it does not seem to be the case. Irradiate is another one of those potential options. I guess silence. Huh. I'm kind of curious what the area on that silence is going to be, so I think I might try it out. Hopefully we don't need scrolls. And let's see, it does look like a fairly limited use range, which makes sense because it is based on the spell power, and we're using it basically just in its most basic of forms. And anyone else? Everyone else is wandering about real close like, but not quite on us. So as a reminder, this is the goal. This is where we're trying to get. And as close to one piece as I can. Even getting close is slightly terrifying. There we go. I guess I probably could have freed up an inventory slot before stepping up here, but that's fine. I guess we did immediately pick up Midwinter Ring, which again is real nice. RF and willpower is huge. That's slow. Oh, I was gonna say is terrible, but I'm an ant. I don't care. So that's actually pretty fantastic. Definitely what we've been missing here. So we can probably switch off our willpower ring for that immediately. And then do I even take the fire resist? I don't think I do. I don't really want to fight in close quarters with this son of a gun. What's the range on your Call Down Damnation? Hole 7, of course, but now they at least have to waste their turn stepping towards us. Okay, I don't know where your friend is gonna come stepping out of at the worst possible moment, but you know they're going to. Don't notice me? They notice me. Okay, let's go back into my little cubby hole. And I think, how were we defeating the Blade Masters? Because I feel like we did kill at least one last session. But it's not completely cut and dry here. I guess we could resort to some acid, 39% chance to hit. Not great, but not terrible. Lightning Rod is guaranteed to hit. We could just back up, again bring out a box of beasts, see if we can't get a helping hand of sorts. We have decent evocations, so I'm sure the damage will be alright. In fact, let's do that. Okay, that's a nice amount of poison stacks on our elf friend, and then I think I am actually just going to start running myself. 22% chance to blow your mind. Apparently not exactly pushovers when it comes to spewing random facts and hoping they're impressed. Okay, well that didn't do a lot. I guess we do just make some noise. It kind of depends on who this is. Another body wandering about. It's not a promising preposition. Oh, that's an archer down there. Hate that. Another blade master as well. That's not great. So okie dokie, let's hit at least these two. And then I'm curious if these two come around here. That's actually quite bad for me. If they're generous enough to walk the direction they last saw me, which doesn't seem like they are, then I may have had some hope for the future. Okay, even that, the Blade Master is separated at least. Scratch that. Blade Master is no longer a separate entity. Oh, jeez. Why did I ever come back here? But if we can just survive this, we're in business. So what I might do is read a summoning scroll, hope we get something half decent. Not so much. Let's see, you friend, Vampiric Glaive. Does that mean you're gonna drop on the ground? Because I could take you for the future. That's kind of interesting. So if I swap places with the glaive, I'm afraid the Blade Master is just going to follow me. Otherwise, I can kind of do a roundabout here. A bit of a loop-de-loop. I think I'll still do it. And just try to put this friend in the way now. Elf is an off place we should leave. We're trying our very best. Okay, if this Pyromancer can survive for just a few sweet moments, we'll be okay. No, but you're not supposed to blink out of there, my friend. Oh gosh. This is going so horribly wrong. Okay. What's the move? What is this madness? Indeed, Cockatiel. Unfortunately, I decided to brave Elf 3 one last time, not to try and beat it. I'm not that out of my mind, but I did desperately need some fire resistance, so we, after some trouble, did manage to pick up this ring, which is wonderful on a Formicid, thanks to being able to ignore the slow. Unfortunately, on our way out, we managed to catch a decent amount of attention. Hooray! So we're very low on heals, and in a rough spot. Unfortunately, people's willpower is pretty high. I mean, I could maybe scare off the archer, which I guess is something. If we're lucky, we get some of these 3 pips as well. I wouldn't necessarily put money on it, but the bright side Sith Moon will definitely save us, right? Oh, for sure, not a doubt in my mind. Look at all these incredible spells. I think, though, you saying that does make me realize that it's a good time to check one final attempt here. Is there anything that will save us? We could enfeeble the son of a gun on our right. We could summon horrible things. That's bodies. Can sustain at most 8 creatures summoned by this spell. I mean, it is something. Was there a Divine Exegesis that can help? Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. At least what we were checking for. There's not a heck of a lot there. Polar Vortex is by far our best option for Divine Exegesis, and unfortunately, we're in a tight corridor here, so it's not going to be working at full efficacy. But I think we will. One way or another, Divine Exegesis. And then it's Polar Vortex, hope we survive long enough for it to do some damage. A little doubtful there. Summon horrible things, get some bodies, and put them between us and our enemies. Could potentially do some work. Hard to get enough bodies in this situation, especially since the crowd is funneling in here, so, you know, if we get a bunch of bodies here, we can kind of swap our way through them, put up a bit of a blocking wall, and try and get to these stairs, and hopefully these buddies come around top as well. So then you're saying there's a chance. I also didn't realize this buddy has a Rapier of Distortion, in fact 2 of them, so might be taking a wee bit of a side trip down to the abyss. Not great. But let's try it out. We need to do something. And that's about the best we can do. I don't know if our buddies here will even survive long enough to make a good blocking wall. Doesn't seem like it, does it? And we have no more Divine Exegesis. See, if you mean you want to tell me to Necromutation, but you have no idea how that would help other than being a cool spooky lich. And there's something to be said for cool points. But I think we're gonna keep just doing our very bestest here. Is there any way that I can try and stack on with my friends? I could hit this buddy to get at least one lightning hit on this Blade Master, this Archer, this Pyromancer. I'd like to kill the Demonologist before this Tormentor does anything too ridiculous, even though that would kind of help me right now. I'd lose 23 health. This son of a gun would lose 52. That's a good deal. I'll take that trade. Kind of. Still terrifying. Don't get me wrong. We have some bodies. Do I just go for the other Scroll of Summoning? I guess now I could go for the Fear. It's not going to affect our mindless buddies. Very low chance to affect anyone else, but it's possible. Let's see. Okay, we got a couple of our new friends running away, so that's, again, quite literally something. And what else? We could torment ourselves. Why wait for a symbol of torment when I could just do it myself, you know, get the satisfaction. Ooh. This is a classic hands off the keyboard. Vulnerability, torment, and immolation. I don't see how it could possibly go wrong. That's fantastic. So we do have friends on the stairs. Unfortunately, this stair is not quite a guaranteed spot because this buddy is likely to just step up and these two won't survive very long. We could hope that this large abomination survives slightly longer than the previous ones. Not super likely with 49 health. But even just a couple turns gets us pretty dang close to this stairwell back here. Oof, oof, oof. So many decisions, so little time. I think I want to just do our best to stay alive here. So I'm going to bring in even more friends. Now, as long as that Aeromancer doesn't warp out of the way, then we're kind of in business. Jeez Louise. There is a lot of motivation on this Blade Master to head straight for us. So now the question becomes, do I risk one turn of taking damage from our Blade Master friend to step up and potentially get through the wall of allies? Or do I tell everyone to pile on? I think we gotta take the one turn. It's gonna be rough. We could be sent to the Abyss with almost no health. Alternatively, we could just die on a really terrible roll. I mean, not great odds, because we have this 25 damage plus a Rapier. Rapier's like 12? 10? 12 base damage? I don't remember. Regardless, they're gonna have to roll pretty high. I'm gonna have to roll pretty low. I think we're gonna go for it, because we never didn't have it anyway. I'm sure it will go just fine. Let's pop up through the crowd. Oof. Feel like we almost have to take this fight, which I hate. I want to sprint for the stairs, but I feel like this Blade Master is just gonna dog us the entire journey. And we have some decent firepower this time around. It's definitely going better than it was earlier. I just hate having so many different one-turn murder scenarios surrounding me at once. This Annihilator also making it on that list. Acid Wand isn't bad. It's, again, like a 40% chance to hit. I think 39. So I'd be tempted to actually Lightning Rod. If we're going for the kill, Lightning Rod is guaranteed to hit at least. It's a lot of health to chunk through, but anything that helps will grease the wheels a bit in that regard. And it procs our friends to be a little more aggressive in their attack. This is the one issue with summoning in friendly elves, is they end up oftentimes blinking out of the way. Like, you were supposed to protect me, you were supposed to be the chosen one. Unfortunately, you had different plans. Do you know what? Let's do it. Try and get some damage your way. Spoiler, it was not enough. Now Blademaster Friend is starting to bore down on us once more here. Unfortunately, my friends are not doing quite as successful as a job as I was hoping. Is there any way I hit you without hitting any of my friends? Not so much, eh? A bit rough, but we'll take one more step. Ooh, that's what I was afraid of. Them's the bad rolls. Oh gosh, okay. And we're not even done with just the Blademaster. That Annihilator's boring down. I was hoping, it looked for a brief moment there like we'd have enough turns to make it for the stairs, and then unfortunately was not exactly the case. Everyone's targeting you, but not doing nearly enough work for my tastes. I could chug curing and desperately hope that we get enough. Odds aren't good though. Outlook seems grim. I guess to check again, you have a 45% chance to hit. So we just have to succeed in a couple coin flips in a row. A couple times. Maybe like some 1 in 8 chances. That's not horrible. I've dealt with worse. Could hope for better, but definitely dealt with worse. That's something. Reading Fear again probably does nothing for us. All of our evocables except for Zom's chest piece are no good. I guess we could do a quick check, and in fact, oh, this is what I should have done. A turn ago, when this son of a gun was still down here, let's try to net them. I kind of forget that nets are a thing. Yeah, exactly, Safe It. That's exactly what caught my eye here. 36% chance. Otherwise, we might just die on Hugh. What a way to start off our evening. Again, oh why did I ever come back? But it had to be done. Nets or a Curari Dart, both would have been better options slightly earlier on here, and in fact, way back, just in case you're playing on your own and want to know what you could have done to potentially avoid this situation. I feel like when we were originally running away from the Blademaster here, we should have first used either nets or Curari to slow them down, then gone for our mad dash for the finish line. Might have had a slightly better opportunity. Hey, thank you so much, Shad the Shade, for the Prime. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Nice to see you. I'm not sure if I've seen you in chat before, but I did see you on the feed a while back. Hey, you finally catch me live? Well, welcome. Welcome to the live show. It's nice to see you as well, Shad. Thank you so much for dropping on by and hanging out. I really appreciate it. I hope you're, yeah, again, having a fantastic start to your week here. And you may have come just in time to watch the worst of fates befall us, but such is the way of life. So, let's stop stalling and make our final decisions here. We could swing, 55% chance for them to evade us. Not that great. I think I'd rather throw a net. 36% chance to hit, so that's a 64% chance to miss, but we focus on the positive side, the silver linings of things, and I'm sure we could hit a 36%. The question, of course, then becomes, what next? And I can't tell you exactly what the plan is there, but I'm sure we'll come up with something, right? I'm sure it will go perfectly fine. Nothing terrifying will happen. And I'll just walk my way out of here, head held high. Exactly, David. What next does sound like a problem for future me to deal with. Chad, you've been binging the series for the last few weeks? Well, thank you. I hope you've been enjoying it. But without further ado, let's go for the net. Everyone, put your collective crossed fingers together, and maybe, just maybe, we will never not have it. Well, I missed the net. But they missed me. All's fair, I guess. Well played, well played. So, here we go again. I was hoping that I could potentially hit both the Annihilator and the Blade Master with one net throw. Doesn't seem to be the case. Surely we can't miss twice. Literally impossible. 36% chance, that's basically, you know, rounded up to 50%. And everyone knows if it's a 50% chance, it has to happen on the second time if it didn't on the first. Right? And yes, really fire in their direction. Oh gosh. Okay, so we're both having just the worst luck of our lives, me and this Blade Master here. Again, is there any way I can hit you? There's a chance that I hit my own Pyromancer, but then I would hit the Annihilator. It's tempting. It's very tempting. But we missed twice. But that just means that there's no shot that we missed 3 times. This time for real, because 36% chance is basically a third. It's more than a third. So, you do the math. It's gonna work. Perfect. Now I take a crystal spear shot, and things are gonna be kind of rough. Oh my gosh. The thing is, like, running away doesn't even really save me. It maybe buys me a turn. Let's pop down. Yeah, 1/3 times 3 is 1. Exactly. It's gotta work every time. Okay, I think I do actually have to go for the acid. I need to kill this Blade Master since they're fast. They're very much a problem. And right now, because they're netted, I actually have good odds of hitting them, so that's huge. I also want to drink a heal potion. At least a curing here. Oh my gosh, we survived long enough to do so. Attack my younglings. Go, my minions, go. Okay, there's still the Annihilator. We don't have Divine Exegesis back yet, so we can't cast Silence again. That's kind of my initial hope, because that would be wonderful. Round the corner to buy time, I think, is the play. I want to wait long enough to make sure that this son of a gun doesn't catch sight of me and cut me off at the pass, but that is the plan, Safid. For sure. I think I'm going to drink one more heal or cure wounds. That's what that's called. And did we... Oh my gosh. Your arrow missed my archer friend. And that's why I got hit. Turns out maybe I should have hit around the corner one turn sooner. But okay. Let's take this slow. Take it easy. Good excuse to take a sip from the drink. Relax. Take it easy. I mean, what's to fret about here? We're out of the frying pan. And as everyone knows with that idiom, that's it. As soon as you're out of the frying pan, you're perfectly fine. You're definitely not gonna immediately combust in the surrounding fire. That's just ridiculous. Do we have ambrosia or magic? We do have magic. We do not have ambrosia. Otherwise, I'd definitely, yeah, pop down to here probably. Plug that son of a gun down and drink out a curing to get out of the confusion just in time. What else do I have at my beck and call? I mean, we do have a decent amount of fog. So I'm tempted. Let these sons of guns start wandering up here. Please keep wandering up there. Wait a couple turns just to confirm that they stay up there. Then I'm reading my last fog. And slowly but surely sprinting for it. You are gonna have sightline on me one final time. This seems awfully familiar. It's like we were never here. Exactly. If we just had one more fog scroll, there'd be a chance. Oof. Okay. Do I dare? Essentially, I step down here, they step to here. I believe they then have sightline on me, which means this step they can hit me. This step they cannot if they haven't moved, if they did decide to take a shot at the champ. Have to get low rolls on pretty much just lightning bolt. Poison arrow maybe will still be in 6, I guess. But at least we don't have to worry about iron shot or crystal sphere. That's something. Not much of something when we're hoping that they roll low roll anyway. It's the 3 that's more worrisome than any of the high-end values. Still helps though, especially since poison arrow and lightning will take half damage. Actually, that's pretty solid. Oh my gosh, and you stepped there. Interesting. So that does actually give me the turn to step down and to the left, which I'm going to do. Question becomes, when I step down to the stairs, can you see me? I don't think you can. Nearly always take a step over the orb, read a fog, and then grab it and run away. That's a good way to do it, Dennis, for sure. I can appreciate that. Maybe the glass is messing up his AI. One can dream, right? Ah, you did have sightline on me. And I reflected your poison right back at you. Oh my gosh, you're so close to dead. I'm so brain broken that I'm immediately like, oh, so you're saying I should just stand and fight. Just get lucky one time. They're dead, and I never have to go through this horrifying experience again. We even just check, 67% chance to hit you with acid. You probably have like 20 to 30 health left. No greed, no. I'm probably not, don't worry, but it's important to at least, you know, step through it, think about it for a brief moment. The issue here, of course, is that if I leave, they still get one chance, one opportunity, and they're probably gonna take it instead of letting it slip away. Sound familiar? This is basically the exact same situation we ended last session in. But I think we'll be fine. Let's definitely get some of that mum spaghetti safed. Let's go for it. Down to 9 health.